What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about the 2026 Men's College Basketball Championship game. The recap, right? Now, if y'all listen to the latest episode that I dropped about men's college basketball, y'all know what my expectations were, right? I said that Michigan was going to win, and I did get that one right. They did end up winning 69-63. But I stated a couple things, right? For starters, and I gave reasons why Michigan and both UConn could win the game. Michigan had to make sure that their best player, Yaxel Lendenborg, was healthy. They also needed to avoid early foul trouble, and they needed to attack the paint. And guess what? All three were true. They all happened. So, again, they won the matchup. Now, UConn, they needed their best player, Terrace Reed Jr., to dominate, Braylon Mullins and Alex Carbon to be aggressive, and the bench got to be able to get a bucket. And only one of those things happened, which would be Mullins and Carbon being aggressive. Terrace Reed was not able to dominate, even though he gave a 13-point game and 14 rebound effort. Now, don't get me wrong now, that's quality stats, right? That's very quality stats. However, he's usually been dominating a little bit more, especially efficiently, than what he displayed, going 4 of 12. Yeah, that's not really what he's been doing this season, just to be clear. He's shooting 60% from the field, okay, during the season. But there were a couple question marks, like, for example, besides me being a Duke fan, wondering how are we not here instead of UConn, but this one does kind of hurt, too, as I think about that, because we beat Michigan during the regular season, but that's another discussion for another day. But Yaxel Lendenborg and Solo Ball's health. Yaxel played for Michigan, Solo played for UConn. Were they both going to be healthy because they got injured in the Final Four? Both ended up playing full game, so cool. That question mark was good to go, right? Because both were pretty influential, especially on the defensive end. Next, I had the question, would Terrace Reed Jr. be slowed down? And like I told you all, he was, in fact, slowed down. Ade Mara did his job. 7'3", 255 pounds. Won't bad at all. They didn't even have to try to use Malik Corden, who, by the way, is a freshman, 7'2", 275. Michigan could be interesting over the next couple seasons, just saying. But Michigan's defense, I had to question, would it be elite enough? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is yes, it was. Like, oh my gosh, I started actually questioning how in the world did we actually beat them? And I watched the game. Like, I actually saw my Blue Devils beat Michigan during the regular season. And I'm over here wondering, because Michigan played such elite defense, how in the world did we win? Then I also looked at the point guard duel, right? And again, these were my question marks and focuses going into the game. I was questioning if Silas DeMary Jr. and Solo Ball would be able to out-duel Elliott Cadeau. And you might be able to throw in Trey McKinney in there as well, too. But I was really focusing on Elliott Cadeau. And I was focusing on, I guess, impact and not turning the ball over. So having less turnovers, if you will. And I got to say, Elliott Cadeau outplayed both guards. We don't even need to get to Trey McKinney, honestly. Like, Elliott Cadeau outplayed both guards to the point that he became the finals most outstanding player, the Final Four most outstanding player. And I got to be honest with you. It was kind of well-deserved. I mean, in the Final Four, he was inefficient, but still got, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals. Like, he played pretty well, so it was well-deserved. So, again, my expectations were, in fact, for Michigan to win. And my reasons why they would win came true. They hit everything across the board. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Michigan's been a pretty decent shooting team. They made 2 of 15 three-pointers, to be clear. Shooting 13% is that's kind of insane. All right, that's kind of insane. And mind you, UConn actually shot 13 more shots than Michigan. They just happened to tie Michigan in makes. And then Michigan ended up going to the free throw line 12 more times, making 13 more makes. That's how this was a gritty game, which championship games usually become gritty. And the grittier team usually does prevail. Now, you do have some players who are just studs, right, and just can get you over the hump. you had some of those players. But again, ladies and gentlemen, grit and grime got this championship done for Michigan. So I'm going to take y'all through my whole game analysis just to give you an example of what I was looking at and what I was thinking during the game. Off top in the first half, right, we had Morez Johnson Jr. Buddy gets like a quality 8 points because everybody else is focusing on Ade Mara, Yaxel Lendenborg, Elliott Cadeau, that Morez just lollygagging his ass on into the paint and getting buckets. All right, like Morez was out there getting the bucket. And then not to mention, like I told you all, Terrace Reed Jr., he only had about 2 points going up against Ade Mara. Now, Morez ended up finishing up with 12 points and 10 rebounds with 2 blocks. So he was in running for the most outstanding player of this game, to be clear. But Elliott Cadeau, I think, ended up winning it end of day rightfully, like I said. But again, Morez didn't do bad. And now we got to talk about Michigan, right? Because I was questioning in the first half, should they be up more than 1 point at the 7-minute mark because of how the game was flowing. Michigan's defense was looking very stout. And UConn really wasn't really able to capitalize. But Michigan also wasn't able to capitalize on things as well, too. I'm sorry, UConn couldn't get their offense really flowing the way they wanted to. Michigan just couldn't capitalize. Now, I also noted that Braylon Mullins off UConn, very solid athlete. Like, buddy, did not get the rebound, did not get a putback dunk, but I thought he was going to. He ends up getting the offensive rebound, to be clear. But there were 2 of them where I was like, hey, yo, he gets up there. It reminded me of the movie White Men Can't Jump, but they can. Like, he gets up there a little bit. So then this is when I start realizing that, no, Michigan's defense is elite, ladies and gentlemen. They were able to switch everything and guarding the guards differently, whether they're going over the screen, under the screen. Like that drop coverage screen, it was just seamless, ladies and gentlemen, how they were doing it. They knew exactly who to do what against. That's an excellent job at coaching. And then we see that Elliott Cadeau, who I told you was the Final Four most outstanding player, he gets into foul trouble. He gets 2 fouls and has 7 points at the 6-minute, 24-second mark. He goes out. After that, I started realizing, dang, Alex Karabon has a quiet 8 points right now. Like, this is pretty good. Then, right as I note that, Alex sits up there and there's a hook and hold flagrant call on Morez Johnson. So now he goes to the free throw line and makes both of those flagrant shots. So now at the half, we got Michigan up 33-29. And keep in mind, Michigan can be happy with the fouls that were committed by UConn, plus the fact that they didn't make a single three-pointer in the first half. That's disgusting work. Meanwhile, UConn can be happy with the 4-point delta in scoring, despite the struggles, plus their threes made. That kind of gives you some hope. Like, okay, maybe we can carry on the three-point shooting in the second half. And it wasn't like they were shooting elite from the 3-point line, just decent. So hopefully that can hold out, and then you might be able to win the game, right? So the second half comes in. Cool. Again, Michigan's defense is elite. That's what I'm realizing. We get 15 minutes left. UConn players are in foul trouble. We got Terrace Reed with 3, Solo Ball with 4, and Silas DeMary Jr. with 3. All of those are starters, ladies and gentlemen. And now I start to realize, you know what? Elliott Cadeau is playing some good ball right now. He's 3 of 7 for 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Like, all right, cool. Then a couple possessions later, like 2. I'm like, dang, Elliott Cadeau is playing some good out-of-him basketball right now. Like, it's crazy. Because now he had 15 points with 3 rebounds, 1 steal. I'm like, I ain't never, ever seen you get buckets like this before. And then again, Morez Johnson Jr. starts playing some good ball right now defensively. And again, I go back to seeing Michigan's defense is elite. Then I'm like, dang, Morez Johnson Jr. is playing some good out-of-him basketball right now. The crazy thing about all of that is you just heard me highlighting Michigan's team, and UConn just would not leave the game alone. Like, they still kept it close, even though the advantage was not favoring them. Now, Karabon and McKinney hit back-to-back 3-point plays. So it's like, yo, at one point in time, you think UConn about to storm back. Then Trey McKinney off Michigan hits a 3. Back-to-back plays. Michigan has a turnover. UConn misses the layup. Then Michigan gets the ball back, almost gets another turnover just to make a trade. just for Trey to hit a Trey ball, like, it was pretty good. And at this point in time of the game, I was saying Elliott Cadeau has got to win Final Four most outstanding player. Now, here's the crazy thing. Right as I said that, solo ball off UConn ends up banking in a tough contested three. I want to say by Trey McKinney or Yaxel Lendenborg. They both kind of look very similar. Just Trey's like a miniature version of Buddy. I ain't gonna hold you. But he solo ball banks in a three. And I'm like, there's no way. As soon as that happened, I'm like, there's no way they win this. They come back and win this game like this again, man. That's immediately what I said. Because the score is now 67-63. Again, I told y'all a lot about Michigan. So you would have thought that it was a blowout win. No. And now when it's 67-63, I'm starting to question, well, should Mara be in the game for Michigan? Because if I'm Michigan, I'm just going to run everybody off the three-point line and have them come inward for Mara. Because Mara's already been proven that, hey, he's doing well against Terrace Reed. Terrace looks different now. He looks a little more human. But Mara didn't need to be in the game. Because eventually, Trey McKinney, the freshman, ends up getting fouled with 13.2 seconds left. You got to make at minimum one, both of them to make the game over almost. And at the end of the day, Trey McKinney, the kid from Flint, Michigan, is able to seal the deal by knocking down both free throws, making the game 69-63. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I told y'all, this game should be entertaining, and I do favor Michigan. Again, Michigan's defense, even though they only won by 6, it looked elite. And again, to be clear, UConn is still a tough team. Like, I still think Duke should have been there. We definitely should have. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is without question, if not the best team in basketball, and you got to say that because they won the championship. But they've been the best team in basketball, or considered the best team, for like a large part of the season. And for them to win it, that speaks volumes to everybody across the team, coaching staff, players, everybody. So again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got to tip my cap off to Michigan. They only lost 3 games in the season, won 38 games. I'm proud to say my Blue Devils are one of 3 teams to beat Michigan this season. Because that means a lot. Because also, to be clear, hell, the game felt like it was a home court advantage for Michigan. I'm not going to lie to you. It really, truly did. But Wisconsin, ourselves, Duke meaning, and Purdue, we were the only teams to beat them. And it's actually kind of funny because we actually beat Michigan 68-63. They beat UConn 69-63. UConn beats us 73-72. I really, truly hate that, man. It's an ugly triangle right there. And shout out to Michigan, I guess, for getting our payback because I really was not trying to have UConn win this game. I really won't. That was going to be so annoying. Seeing Dan Hurley win 3 championships in 4 seasons, seeing them just go that much further away from Duke in the championship count out, like, man, I'm not trying to do that personally. So thank you, Michigan. Thank you. It's your first title in I don't know how long. I appreciate it. Like I get it. 1989 has been a minute. I get it. I hear you. I appreciate y'all for winning. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm curious what you all thought about this college basketball season, this college March Madness tournament, and the title game. Were you all entertained? Unbiased aside, did you not like the Final Four, the Elite Eight, or the championship games? Did you not like anything about it? Again, take your fandom out of it and just answer that question. But ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the end of the episode. So please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. I hope you are all having a good one. Take care.